we take up the last topic of your syllabus, credit rating. Though there has been a presentation in the class on credit rating, and all of you know by this time what credit rating is. But let's look into some of the nuances of credit rating. Credit rating is basically evaluating the credit risk of a borrower. So, when a company decides to raise funds from the general public through the issue of debt, it is compulsorily required to approach a credit rating agency and get the issue credit rated. Now, a credit rating agency use codes. These codes give an idea about what is the safety of the investment with a company. Okay, so it is evaluating an issue, and on the basis of that evaluation, the prospective investor gets to know how safe the investment would be. And safety here means regularity in the payment of interest and the repayment of principal. A credit rating can be assigned to any entity that seeks to borrow money. So it can be an individual, a company, state, a government, and so on. Though for individuals in India, the credit rating would be a CIBIL score. It is the act of assigning values to credit instruments by estimating or assessing the solvency. So we have some big credit rating agencies in India. The first credit rating agency and the largest credit rating agency in India is CRISIL. And then you have ICRA Care, which we'll be seeing in more detail. There are other agencies also. How do you define a credit rating agency? It is a company that is rating the debtor or the borrower. And what is it evaluating? It is evaluating their ability to pay back the interest and the loan amount of time and the probability of them defaulting. These agencies may also analyze the credit worthiness of debt issuers and provide credit rating to only organizations and not individual consumers. So it is in India that the credit rating agencies came up in 1980s, specifically talking. CRISIL was incorporated in 1987. It commenced its operations in 1988, and then other credit rating agencies, apart from CRISIL, ICRA, and CARE, which are the top three credit rating agencies, we have SMERA, Fitch, and Brickwork Ratings. So, what is the rule? Higher the credit rating, lower is the rate of interest offered by the organization. So, higher is the safety, the lower can be the return offered, and if the instrument being issued by the company is quite risky, then to actually attract investors to a risky investment, you need to offer an above average rate of return. The objectives of credit rating: they impose healthy discipline on borrowings, greater belief to financial and other representations. It serves as a medium to increase the trust of the investor in the instrument being issued by an organization. Then more information disclosure is there. Proper guidelines are followed by the organizations who want to be credit rated, and it also reduces the interest cost for highly rated companies. Now, the methodology followed by the companies in India and around the world would be an evaluation of the various types of risk with respect to the company. The first and foremost risk is business risk analysis. So, at the company level, the credit rating agency would evaluate what is the nature of the industry in which the company is operating, what is the market position of the company. So, say for example, keeping in view the current pandemic, we would say travel and tourism is a very risky industry right now. The level of risk is high because we are seeing second wave of the infection. So with the first wave, the tourism industry was hit hard. It was reviving when the second wave has hit the economy. And so this industry as of now looks to be very volatile. Then, if we are talking about a company like, say, Make My Trip, we would say the market position of the company is quite strong. Then, at the next level, the operating efficiency of the company, where is it located? If we are talking about a manufacturing concern, then locational advantage is very, very important. Then next is the legal position, have all the formalities with respect to the issue being met. What is the letter of offer representing? What are the terms of the issue? And so on. All these points are considered under the operational or business risk analysis. Next is the financial analysis. So, financial analysis, as the name suggests, the fundamentals of the company are considered, the financial strength of the company is evaluated. So, then the evaluation of the management. Again, very important. How experienced is the management? How dynamic is the management? How do they counter the challenges posed and so on. Next is geographical analysis. So earlier I told you locational advantage is very important. So a company which has a lot of imports from abroad, the closer it is to a port, the more is the locational advantage. So that would ensure if the manufacturing facility is closer to a port, that would ensure the regularity in the flow of raw materials. Okay, so all these factors, your fundamental analysis, all these factors at the end of the day give a clear picture as to what the company is, how is it performing currently, and what are the future prospects. These things, this information helps the credit rating agency to assign a score to the organization. Coming to the types of the some of the credit rating agencies in India, CRISIL, as I told you, leading and the first credit rating agency in India. It was floated by SBI with ICICI, and over the years, in around 95-96, they formed a strategic alliance with S&P Group. Today, the majority ownership is with S&P. Not only are they evaluating the debt instruments, they are also very active in the research work related to the industry. So they are releasing these corporate reports, forecasts of the industries, rating of the industry's economy, and so on. So there are two segments in CRISIL: ratings and research. They are also providing customized research reports. This is a look as to how the rating codes are provided. So they have the categorizations which every credit rating agency has, depending on the duration of the issue. It can be a long term debt instrument, medium term, or short term. And Accordingly, codes, these are codes which are provided, not alphabets, neither are some numbers provided. These are known as codes which are provided. So you can see they are moving in a descending order from the highest to the lowest. So highest safety means the lowest rate of interest. Then you move to moderate safety and then risky investments, and the rate of interest keeps increasing. Second credit rating agency, second largest would be CARE. So again, the working is more or less the same. CARE also has two segments. One is the rating segment and the other is the research segment. And the ratings are again as per the nature of the debt instrument. So they have a prefix of care with long term and medium term instruments. Third credit rating agency which we talk about is ICRA. Now ICRA was floated by Moody's. So it is a joint venture between Moody's and various commercial banks. Moody's is also the largest shareholder in ICRA, and this is how they rate their debt instruments. So, this gives us the key functions of rating agencies. They are providing low cost information, a risk return structure to the debt instruments which they are evaluating. It is also giving more confidence to the public at large with respect to the company which is making the debt issue, providing superior information because they have professionals who are experts at evaluating, at research, and making a proper analysis of the information that is given to them with respect to the company. It promotes healthy discipline on corporate borrowers, so they know that there are benchmarks on which they need to perform so as to get a good credit rating. And a lot of information is required, and financial information weighs the most. What are the limitations? Now, credit rating agencies are also commercial organizations working for profit. So, there can be cases of biased rating and misrepresentation. So they are again working on past historical data. So in that sense, their evaluation can be static. They can also conceal material information. So we have seen cases like the subprime crisis or the ILFS scam, where credit rating agencies were also to some extent responsible for misguiding the investors by giving higher ratings than what were feasible to the companies. Again, rating is no guarantee for soundness of the company. So, with biasness involved, human bias, as mentioned earlier, was is one of the limitations. Okay, now reflection of temporary adverse conditions. So, if today, like I was talking about the pandemic problem, a travel tourism industry is facing a temporary uh, adversity. So here, rating the industry temporarily on these conditions would be again a biased kind of thing. So these are some of the limitations of credit rating agencies. They are rating institutions. When we talk about individuals, we talk about the CIBIL score. It was introduced in 2000. And now, when an individual is approaching a bank or a financial institution for loan, then their past credit history is evaluated and a CIBIL score is provided, which ranges between 300 to 900. 750 and above is a good score where the borrower gets good bargaining power with the lender. Okay. So again, a number of documents are verified to actually arrive at a CIBIL score. So previous credit history, loans taken, what has been the promptness in payment of the installments, and what kind of loans have been taken, what is the earning capacity of the individual, and so on. All these kinds of information are evaluated, and then a CIBIL score is provided. Okay, so with this, your syllabus is over. So since we have time left, we'll take up one question on housing loan. So this question has come in your main exam also. So it is on your screens. Again, the pattern of the question is the same. There is a loan where the borrower has a choice of either going for fixed rate of interest throughout the duration or floating rate of interest, two options before the borrower. So what we see is that when floating rate of interest is chosen, then halfway through the loan, the borrower decides to shift from floating to fixed rate of interest with payment of 2% switching cost. So you have to evaluate which of the two options turn out to be better for the borrower. Obviously, where the cost will be lower, that would be a better option. You can start solving the question.